You're good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have Eric Myers and Craig Wright here for us, ready to go. We're sorry we're a little delayed here. It's about 5:30. We're about an hour behind schedule, right, Coach, due to the games before us. Playing the third game of the day, and, well, we finally get to play.
Yeah, game one was an 11-inning affair, and I guess that set everything back. The game we just witnessed, Williamsville against Frankfort, it was a 1-0 game until, what, the fourth inning? And then Frankfort scored 11 runs in the last 3 innings, but took a long time to do it. So we're way behind schedule. Just now the field prep is almost finished. Both teams got to go through infield, outfield, and so we're probably 15 minutes at least away from game time yet.
100%. And we're going to get there as soon as possible. So right now they're out there waiting for them to drag the field, as you can see on your video. And then the Potters looks like it's going to take infield, and then Kingsley, and then we'll get ready for the first pitch. But in the meantime, we're just going to let you guys watch. We're going to turn off our mics and kind of hang out here. We're out here in left field at the wonderful Eastside Center today.
Why don't we show them, can we show them the crowd right now before the game starts?
Big crowd here for Morton.
So if you're at home and you still got time to get out of here if you want, this like I said, we're at least 15 minutes away from game time, but a beautiful crowd. We're hoping that the clouds that Coach Meyer says are staying east of the river, they look like they're encroaching on us a little bit to me, but I'll take I like your answer better.
We got a celebrity guest. Mr. Benders is coming over here to talk.
We're live right now, actually.
We're live. You want to talk?
Sure.
So how's it going?
Very good. Feeling good, feeling confident.
Feeling confident?
Boys got the swagger. They're going to get it done.
So I don't know if you guys heard that from our good friend over here, but we're ready to go. We're out here. We just talked about how we've been chilling time here for the past hour, kind of waiting, and now we're watching them drag the infield.
The town of Morton is ready.
Yes.
All here. Everybody's watching them drag the infield.
Well, there's something about state tournaments. In 2018, both of our games were delayed by more than 2 hours because of rain, and you feel like caged animals. I mean, there's just nothing to do. The players want to do something. Back then, it was actually we were in a dugout, and it was hot and humid, no place to go. So at least here they were able to walk around.
How'd you guys come out in the first inning both of those times?
Let's see. It was no score for a long time in the semifinal game, and then we had a 2-1 lead after the first inning in the second one. So fine, but it was hard on both teams. But at that point, everybody is so ready to go. The last thing you want is a delay. So this has been hard, but they'll adjust to it. They'll handle it.
Yeah, and interesting for this game, Kingsley won the coin toss and chose to be the visitors.
They heard what happened against Dunlap. They don't want us to jump on them 5-0 6 minutes into the game.
So we're going to be the home team, which is going to be a really interesting opportunity for us. But here we are. We're just hanging out right now.
That's extremely unusual, though, and I think there's two things there. I think what you said is true. They don't want to fall behind, although we're going to bat in the first inning either way. But the second thing I think is, honestly, I think they're trying to kick a sleeping dog a little bit, try to be aggressive and say, look, we're going to score on you. And they didn't do it very well last time. Cam shut them down pretty well last time, so we'll see if they can find a way to. We were talking before we came on the air that we're expecting Kingsley to do some things different today. Maybe bunt a lot, maybe try to run a little bit. They got to do something to create some offense that they didn't have last time these two teams played.
Got to do something, right? I mean, we're going to come out. Great pitching on the mound, relief pitching, also really good. They've already played them once. Got to mix it up somehow. Maybe there's some trickery. Who knows what that is? But our Potters
definitely try something out of the ordinary.
I would think so. Something different than last time because it didn't pan out.
But I'm going to keep walking. I can't stand still too long right now.
So as you make your laps, just stop by.
I will.
Give some commentary. All right, thanks. So we're going to leave you here for a couple minutes while they finish working on dragging this field here, the wonderful grounds crew at Eastside Center. We'll turn off our mics and we will join you back. We do have 2 people watching, so thank you very much. And we'll go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back and ready to go here at Eastside Center. We have Eric Myers with Coach Wright over here. We've got to get in the camera.
I'm trying to figure out which way to move.
The camera is right there, Coach.
There's a little delay too, so when you
there's a little bit of delay, so we can't really watch ourselves in the camera there. But we're finally ready. It looks like to play some baseball.
Yeah, it's been a long delay, and we were talking earlier that very much like our state championship run in high school in 2018, we had 2 or 3 hour delays because of rain both those days. It's really hard on the players to stand around and wait. They're ready to go. They're like caged animals. But at least in this case here, they were roaming around and watching baseball. And so game 1 today was an 11-inning affair, which really threw things off.
100%, but here we are. Our late afternoon 4:30 game is now turned into a 6 o'clock evening game under the lights, which is good. As you guys can hear some background crowd noise over there. We got a game that started at 4:30 is now in the 6th inning over there. Looks like somebody just went ahead 3-1, which is pretty interesting. We've also been pretty lucky here to bypass the weather that looks like it's going to go across the river.
We have some clouds here we didn't have before, but what looks to be the worst of it appears to be staying to the west. I think forecast-wise, it's not supposed to be that bad, at least not till tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get this game in. It's cooled off quite a bit, which is partly because of the weather change, partly because it's evening now.
Yeah, and speaking of that, with the weather change, we got a little bit of a breeze going.
Yeah.
We have 2 iPads set up here with our audio and everything, and one of the cameras is on the iPad, and the wind is blowing pretty heavily, so I'm going to stand here and hold it. So if you guys have a little bit of delay, you might have a little shaky video, but we'll get there. So it looks like Coach Crawford's out there getting everything ready for.
Yeah, he's having the umpires and coaches meeting at the home plate. And the interesting situation, so normal Kingsley won the toss and elected to be visitors, which I've really never heard of before. And we surmise it's for a couple reasons. Number one, the last game the Potters played, they jumped out in the top of the first, a 5-0 lead, and the game was pretty much over. But the other reason I think is it's maybe just kind of a little bit of a slap in the face. So we want to score on you, and so it'll be interesting to see how that works out for them. But I've never heard of a team choosing to be visitors before.
Definitely not. Definitely not when you get to a big game like this either. You want every advantage you can, and that seems like a giant disadvantage. But as you said, Coach, maybe it's one of those things where they want to get out, maybe do something special. As Coach Crawford ends the umpire visit and heading back to the dugout to get his Potters pumped to take the field.
So the Potters have faced Kingsley this year, and Kingsley did not have much offense in those ball games, and so this is a team the Potters have played successfully. So we would expect Kingsley to try to do something different. First, you got to get somebody on base, but if they do, look to see them bunt, run, do some things to mix it up. Obviously, Potters have a very solid catcher in Colin Burns, but in junior high baseball, it is not easy to throw someone out.
Yeah, and speaking of the Potters lineup, here's what we have today. So leading off, number 22 will be Isaac Benders playing center field. In the 2-hole, number 24, Andy Ballard playing right field. In the 3 spot, number 20, as Coach mentioned, Colin Burns behind the plate. Taking the mound for the Potters today is number 25, Cam Crawford. In the 5-hole is number 7, Owen Adams playing shortstop. And then we have in the 6th spot, we have Gil Parchard playing first base. It'll be DH'd by Camden Taylor. 7th spot, we have left fielder Sammy Hare. 8th spot, we have number 40, Alex McKee playing third base. And then a round out for the Potters, we have number 18, Beck Powers playing second base. So a lineup that the Potters are pretty familiar with throughout the year. Sometimes it rotates as we get different pitchers in and out of there, but a pretty consistent lineup for the Potters.
Yeah, sometimes the question really is, who is Camden Taylor going to DH for? Is it going to be Gil Parchard like it is in this case, or is it going to be Beck Powers? And today it's Gil. So, but yeah, this is a pretty standard lineup. It's been that way for several weeks now, and the offense kind of took off when they moved Ike Benders to lead off.
100%, and the other thing is Camden Taylor being in the DH spot gives him another left-handed bat, which is always a positive here. And if you're not familiar with the Eastside Center, you can't really see it with our cameras, but we do have a temporary fence on our field here, so pretty equal all the way around. Maybe a little bit shorter in right field, but for about the most part, it's all the same.
And Camden Taylor's had a big stretch here the last month. He used to be hasn't made very many outs, and so he's earned the right to be in the lineup. And defensively, they've got some guys that can play positions better, so that's why the DH exists.
100%. Plus, it gets that other guy in the game. So I don't know if you can hear or see right now, but they are announcing the Kingsley Cougars. So the Kingsley Cougars, we don't have first names out here on our low-tech devices, but we do have Gale is going to be playing shortstop for them. Batting second is going to be Engel playing left field. Batting third is going to be Noir pitching. Batting fourth is going to be Nolan playing third base. Batting fifth is going to be Alvarez playing first. Graves will be batting sixth playing right field. In the 7th hole, McCauley is the catcher. In the 8th hole is Guerra playing second base, and the number 9 batter will be Ince playing center field. So we are ready to go. It's the Eastside announcers here for the IESA quarterfinals are now announcing your Morton Potters. As you can hear them standing here taking the field right there. First playing left field. So we are getting there. Potters have already won the initial matchup here against the Cougars. So it's, as Coach mentioned though, it's going to be an interesting one. Kingsley choosing to be the visiting team. I don't know if that's a mind, like a Jedi mind trick.
Well, I think it is a little bit. It's a bit of a slap in the face. He's trying to maybe bolster his team's confidence, telling them, look, we're going to score first. At the end of the day, from what we have seen, what I've seen, my assessment is that the Potters will probably have to not play as well as they can play to get beat today. This is a team that they certainly are capable of beating if they play good baseball, and the Potters have been playing really good baseball as of late.
100%. So me and Coach Lee were testing out our system earlier today. At school, we had a little pregame thing. One of the things we talked about was in junior high baseball, it's the little mistakes that kill you. It's just the continued added thing. As you get older, the mistakes get minimal, but it's usually junior high baseball. The team that makes the most mistakes loses every single time.
And that's a great point. And I think there's a good example of that was the sectional championship game on Saturday. In the first inning, they gave us maybe 5 or 6 outs, and next thing you know, it's 5-0.
100%, and that's kind of the way that it rolls. Potters have taken advantage of all of those all year long, without any real exceptions, and haven't made too many of their own mistakes. So let's hope they can keep that mentally strong throughout
and they've covered up mistakes. Well, first of all, they're pretty good. Potters are pretty good defensively. But if you make a mistake, which is often that's where defensively is where you see that, Potters have good enough pitching and good enough hitting. So far this year, as the games I've seen, which is a lot of them, there just isn't any holes in our lineup. It puts so much pressure on a pitcher and on a defense because there's just nobody in that lineup that you can take a breath on.
100%. So as we're getting ready to go here, we are now getting ready for Potters baseball at IESA State here at Eastside Center. We're going to have probably about a 6:07 or so first pitch as Cam Crawford takes the mound there. He's going to be throwing to Colin Burns. Put it back to that screen for you.
We have to ask people to save us a seat at the football game. We're going to be a little late, Coach.
I don't know if we're going to make that, but I did send the stream over to Mr. Mahana, who's running the video board. And he threw us up there during the freshman game a little bit. So we're getting some airtime out there.
There we go. Some folks in the stands at Carper Field can see what's happening here.
So it's a big night as well. We're talking about the Morton brand and the Morton School District. It's homecoming tonight. Morton's playing a really good 5-0 Metamora team for homecoming.
Yep.
So hopefully we can bring our A game here and correct some of those mistakes we made last week at Washington, where we kind of gave away the game there in the third and fourth quarters. But always a great night for high school football, and it's even better though when you're playing junior high baseball all the way into October.
Yeah, well, that's what you want, the chance to be playing for a state championship, and they've earned it. The Potters are 27-1. First of all, it's a lot of games for a junior high team, but second of all, that's a very impressive record. The 7th grade team was undefeated in the last 2 seasons combined. Our 7th and 8th grade teams have lost 2 games, 80-something and 2. I mean, it's just ridiculous numbers, and so as a Coach Lindley and I talked about this on Saturday. As people that are involved in the high school baseball program, we're just excited to see the talent we have now and the talent we have coming.
100%. I was, honored to be part of that 7th grade team with Coach Barrett, and we outscored our opponents by over 130 runs. It was 180 to 18. The offense was unpredictable. But here we go. We are getting ready now for this first pitch of this quarterfinal game. Cam Crawford's going to come set. Ooh, foul ball for strike 1.
Leadoff hitter was right on that fastball. He had it timed. Cam, of course, always goes from the stretch. That's just his comfort zone, and that way he doesn't make any changes when he's got a man on base.
Yeah, swing at the first pitch, pretty aggressive right there. Oh, takes strike 2, right down the middle.
That's the thing that Cam probably doesn't get enough credit for. He throws a lot of strikes, works ahead. That just makes a huge difference.
And isn't that what we always want all of our pitchers to do, right? We have great defense behind us, so the more strikes that we can get. Misses outside.
Now the major league batting average, if you want to go by major leagues, for 0-2 count or 1-2 count is dramatically different, and the highest batting average is on the first pitch. Oh. Same thing we teach our players.
100%.
There it
is. Strike 3.
It's a good fastball on the outside corner. First of all, I threw it by him. Second of all, that pitch out there is going to be tough to handle.
We got first out right there. It's a good start for the Potters right there.
Be surprised. I don't know how fast this guy is, but if they're looking to mix things up a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised to see him lay one down, or somebody in the batting order here in the first or second inning try to bunt for a hit. We'll see.
Third baseman Alex, he's playing even with the bag. He's going to take ball 1 upstairs right there.
I think I might have Alex move in a step or 2 if I were in there, get his attention.
Cam's pretty efficient on the mound as well.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
Ball 2 in the dirt right there, a little bit. Maybe trying to overthrow. He got that confidence to that first batter, the adrenaline out. So now it's just time to take that deep breath. He likes to work fast. Nothing wrong with that.
Just outside, maybe a little bit up.
Yeah, we have a pretty unique vantage point out here, and you guys also watching do. We don't ever get to be in the outfield, essentially.
No, I think it's good for the viewers at home to be able to see. Probably can see better than any other view we've had. Maybe not quite as good for us to see all the details, but we also aren't missing anything. Like last week, just a few places in the field we just couldn't see.
Yeah, 100%. We can see first base. We can see all the bases. You know, you guys might be at it.
Fastball on the outside corner.
Yeah. Kingsley batter wasn't too thrilled with that pitch right there.
I don't think he agreed with that call.
But we got full count here, 1 out. Cam comes set's going to make the delivery.
That one is outside.
So we have a runner at first base here with 1 out here in the top of the first.
Now, I don't know much about Kingsley's lineup in specific, but I would assume with a 3-hitter up, they're probably not bunting.
Probably not, but you don't never know.
But a steal or hit and run might be in play.
So Nauer's up. He's also their pitcher for them. You know, they're going to hold him first. Swinging at the first pitch, high fastball.
Helped us out there. He's a little too aggressive. That pitch was up.
Yeah, he might have been.
Neck region.
Yeah. Nauer doesn't look like a very big individual from here, so probably got a little bit of speed if they did want to try that. You know, it's probably batting for average in that 3 spot. Fouls one out of play, strike 2. So Cam's up 0-2. Still got to run around first base here.
A healthy cut there. Timed that one well again.
So the other thing is Owen Adams, shortstop's really shading up the middle here. Almost playing to be really late on the ball.
Well, that plus he's playing for that's kind of double play position.
Yeah, but he's going to steal.
As a delayed steal.
Yeah.
So there's the funny business we talked about. So delayed steal there. Was successful, puts the runner in scoring position. The other thing we haven't talked about yet is Cam's got a really good curveball that he also throws for a strike.
100%. Just missed on that last pitch. Another foul ball straight back there, out of play. Into the nets here at Eastside Center. Still got 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second base here.
I will buy your lunch if he doesn't throw a curveball here. He's going to throw a curveball. I'm telling you that right now.
I know, kind of a disadvantage. We know the signs, but we can't see Coach calling him from here. That's the only down. Oh,
there was the curveball.
Big curveball. Call a foul tip. Got that on. Colin caught that. So we got 2 outs now for the Morton Potters here in the top of the first inning.
Nice job by catcher Colin Burns. That's a tough play to make. And obviously, the hitter's still alive if he doesn't catch it, so it's a big play.
100%. You know, it's really nice to have a seasoned catcher behind the plate. Not to mention playing those 27 games that we've always talked about, which is about 2 more than every other team out here, or twice the amount of every team out here. But coming off a long summer season where the majority of these guys played together as well, they definitely understand who's going to be where and when. Off the bat, fly it out to center field. Isaac Bender's there for out number 3.
So if you're normal Kingsley, they put the bat on the ball. They made some noise. Got a runner on second base. That's what they wanted to do. They didn't go down. You know, Cam strikes out the side a lot. That didn't happen there. So they made some noise, but the Potters responded and no runs.
Yeah, gives up an easy fly ball there. Isaac Wood had to move 10 feet. Comes in. Just a one little mistake where the runner got on first base, but adjusted well.
So we'll see what happens here. Obviously, the last game, the sectional championship game, the Potters against Dunlap Valley just erupted in the first inning. And there's a couple plays that Dunlap Valley, as we talked about, didn't make that maybe they could have. Not sure they were errors, but they probably weren't the best plays defensively. And the Potters, like you said, just took advantage. I think we were to maybe the 3rd or 4th inning before the Potters had made an out that wasn't a hard hit ball. Everybody was pounding the ball. So we'll see if they stay hot again tonight.
100%. And we are ready to go, right? I don't think we're going to get any funny business, right, from the Potters at the bat. I think we're going to come out and try to pound the ball. Well, just like you just said.
Coach
right?
Crawford's his most comfortable style isn't small ball. He and we've had at the junior high and high school levels, we've had the kind of players that make you want to not play small ball. We've had a lot of power, and this team hits the ball really, really hard. So the other thing though is that they're very fast, and so Benders and especially Ballard and two-hole Burns, those guys will run, and so we will run although Burns gets courtesy run for it, but we will run early in the game if the situation dictates it.
Yeah, and the other thing is though, whoever runs for Burns is just as fast, if not faster.
Yeah.
So there's a couple options there.
Good point.
Davis. There's just lots of people. Cade Darsh plays second base a lot. Lots of speed on the Potters bench as well. All right, so here we go. Bottom 1. Remember, Kingsley won the coin flip and chose to be the visiting team. Bender takes first pitch strike.
Home plate umpire has got a consistent low strike zone.
Hey, that's good thing to have, though, right?
Yep. As a hitter, I always prefer to have a low strike zone. The high fastball is the hardest pitch to hit, I think, and so I didn't want that to be a strike anyway.
Yep, fouls pitch number 2 there, out of play, kind of off the bat over the first base side. Now down 0-2 here in the top of the first. Now he's going to deliver. Oh, curveball misses in the dirt. If you're a pitcher, that's where you want to miss. Try to bait the batter into something.
And we expected this. The Kingsley pitcher is going to throw a lot of off-speed stuff, a lot of curveballs, a lot of change-ups. The Potters are a renowned fastball hitting team, so they're going to try make us hit something different.
100%. And in junior high baseball, you don't get a ton of opportunities to see really good curveballs. So,
good take down low.
Ball 2. Counts 2-2 here.
Got to remember that you can't see the scoreboard, so it's no score. Bottom of the first inning, leadoff hitter.
We have a scoreboard, Coach.
We do?
Oh, yeah, it's already built in.
Well, see, you're just way ahead of me.
So,
never mind.
Drills one off the bat. Good play by the second baseman to stop it, but that is not in time as Isaac Benders flies down the line.
Yeah, even if he comes up with that ball cleanly, I don't know. Even though it was hard, really hard hit ball, I don't know he gets some Benders there. So good at bat with 2 strikes, made solid hard contact. And that brings up Andy Ballard, and now the Potters have something going.
100%. And, throws over to first. First baseman makes a good play to keep that ball from bouncing off the fence over there. As we talked about, though, Ballard is probably the fastest person on the team. Swings there, high fastball, strike 1.
Swings through a fastball, but it was probably a little bit up, like you said.
Just trying to be aggressive up there, though. I think the Potters are probably sitting on first pitch fastball for the most part. Want to be aggressive. Had a long wait to play this game. Benders is going to take off to second base, and he's going to be safe.
Closer play than I would have expected. I thought I saw a coach give the steal sign, but I wasn't sure. Yep. So there he is, second base.
Yeah, it was a really good throw by the catcher. Out of all the throws we've seen all season, that was one of the better ones. Yeah, good arms back there.
And now we're 0-2 on Andy Ballard, though. Ooh, that was close. Good eye, take that pitch. The mosquitoes are now appearing here at Eastside Center.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. We do live in the wonderful Midwest.
At least we're not in Minnesota.
That is true.
Minnesota.
1-2 here. Oh, Ballard gets a curveball, pops it up.
Just got under it. Hit the ball pretty hard, just got under it. Just missed it.
For the first out of the inning right there. Potters still have Isaac Benders at second base. 1 out here. Colin Burns is coming to the plate. Colin's been the catcher. Consistent for the most part throughout the season. Had some ups and downs though, but typically puts the bat on the ball, which is what the Potters would love to have right here.
Well, and he's got a lot of power. He hit 2 balls on Saturday. The ball really wasn't carrying very well. A couple balls hit by Dunlap, you thought, oh, that's trouble, and they were just easy fly balls. He hit one over the fence and one off the fence, and he's got a lot of pop.
Well, you're getting there. Now he's going to deliver. Curveball. Burns waits back.
Yeah, he saw that curveball. And curveball is not a bad pitch if you see it. He saw it. And a little unusual to swing at a 1-0 curveball, but he had a good cut at it.
Yeah, it was a really good cut, and he actually made the adjustment. You could see that he recognized what it was going to be. Good hitters can do that. Saw another curveball right there. Well, must have been just a little bit outside.
Not only are they going to throw us a lot of off-speed stuff to begin with, but Colin Burns and Cam Crawford on deck are going to see nothing but curveballs. Yeah. Cam especially will not see a fastball unless they're way behind.
Well, and we were both at that regional championship game, and Cam got intentionally walked throughout that whole entire time because he was on fire. They're going to have to probably pitch to him in the state series.
I would think so. And that's okay if they want to pitch around him because we got guys behind him that will punish you for that.
100%. Potters have a very loaded lineup, 1 through 9. 2-2 pitch here. Oh, sweeps through, foul tip for out number 2 there.
So, Kingsley's pitcher, not a big guy, but he's got an above-average fastball. That pitch had some velocity.
And he had some confidence to throw the high fastball right there to the Potters.
And he threw it high enough.
Yep, as we just talked about.
Now with first base open, he's going to get
first base open, yeah.
And that's okay. Owen Adams has had a great year.
Unreal.
Yep. He's solid. We're going to have courtesy run for the pitcher.
Yep, so we're going to get courtesy.
Can you tell who that is, Coach? 'Cause I cannot.
Springer.
Yep, Landon Springer, yep.
Landon Springer is going to be our courtesy runner here. Owen Adams is going to come up to the plate. Pitcher's going to step off there. Umpire was not ready for that pitch, so take a break. So the Pirates have runners at first and second here. 2 outs. Bottom one, Owen Adams is up.
Well, and you know, just to sort of make that decision to be visitors, not work, we want to score here in the top of the first, or bottom of the first. Got a couple men on base.
It's a big curveball right there. It lays off of it for ball 1. Yeah, if this was your opportunity to really get on something, nice double in the gap. Oh, good pitch right there. Owen Adams swung through that one.
Yeah, Owen had his feet moving that time. His back foot was moving. It's a little unusual. Not a swing I've seen from him before.
No, super aggressive player though, so you know he wants to come out.
Right on that one, right on it. Just missed it. You know, when you foul one back like that, straight back on the line, you're right on it.
Yep. So we got 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 2 outs.
Here
Bottom one.
Here comes a curveball.
Yeah, we can almost guarantee he's going to get a big swooping curve. Oh, he missed it, but Benders was going to take third no matter what. So Benders moves over to third.
I almost said looking for stealing third. That situation where you look for with a curve. We're looking for a curveball number 1 and number 2. You can throw it away to third base. Now Landon Springer did not see the sign, so he's still at first. My guess is he'll be going to second on this pitch, but maybe not because you don't want to get him thrown out. So obviously, if, in a perfect world, if you're on first base and the runner on second steals third, you go with him and you steal second.
Yep. So here's the interesting thing: every time the catcher comes out, first and third situations, right, with 2 outs, you got to be, paying attention as to what is actually happening.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a distractionary thing to say, oh, should we think about this or should we not think about this? But as a coach, going through my mind is, what are they trying to do here?
Well, in this situation, they're talking obviously about what they're doing if he's still second. And with the throw the catcher made the first one, we may not be sending Landon. He is going.
But Owens fouls that one off. Landon got a good jump there.
It's 2-2 count. The other thing about when you throw a lot of curveballs, eventually one gets away. Catcher did a nice job blocking that last one, but we take a wild pitch here too.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys can truly see here, Eastside Center, there's a pretty decent behind the home plate all the way back to that backstop.
Yeah, there's enough room.
If the ball gets by, the runner on third will get home fairly simple. Delivered on the pitch here, 2-2, in the dirt. Ball 3 for a full count.
So now Landon's going with 3-2 count and 2 outs. He'll be out going with the pitches. So even a long single has a chance to score 2 runs.
100%, and Landon's got some speed there at first base, so like Coach said, on the pitch he's going to be moving. Just make sure he delivers the ball home. Stepped off, kind of.
Good discipline by the Potters, not falling for that. That's an old trick.
That's the other thing, playing those extra games, you get to see a lot of these tricks. Oh!
Base hit.
Owen Adams with the hit. Benders is going to score.
And Springer on the third. It's a big 2-out, 2-strike single. Did a nice job on a I couldn't tell from here if it was a fastball or curveball. It was on the outside corner low, and he just went with the pitch, poked it to right field. Good piece of hitting.
It almost looked like he took a little something off the fastball and just kind of tried to
might have been a
changeup,
yeah.
But
he did a nice job.
Great piece of hitting right there. So Taylor comes to the plate here. 2 outs.
We get behind the count. I would expect to see Owen Adams taking off here as well.
100%. But first pitch fastball in the outside corner. He fouled that one off, over the Potters dugout there on the third base side. Just got a piece of it.
He timed that one pretty well. I'll maybe look for a curveball here. Maybe I'll throw us a wild pitch. Time for a curveball in the dirt. What do you think?
Either that or this pitcher makes a mistake and hangs that curveball right over the plate, but tries to throw it in.
Or fastball.
Hey, what do we know?
Right? It didn't work, so maybe we were right and he was wrong.
I mean, we know what we would have called in these situations. Yeah. We've been on the other side of the table where we get to call the pitches, and everybody's mindset works a little differently.
Yep.
I think our advantage, though, is we know the Potters hitters.
There goes Owen.
Springer's going to make home on the wild pitch there. Owen's going to go from first to third on that.
Yeah, second base stolen, and that actually was a wild pitch or a pass ball and a fastball. Almost like he got crossed up. He was inside ways, and that's what the Potters do to you. They put so much pressure on a defense that they just wear you down. And so now all of a sudden, with threatening to, it looked like a situation where we might not score in the first inning. Now we got 2 runs and a runner at third base.
Yep. And a really potent on-fire hitter.
Yeah.
Currently.
One of our hottest hitters.
3-1 right now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Once again, 2-0 for the Potters here in the bottom of the first inning with 2 outs. Caden Taylor's up to plate. Oh, swings on an inside fastball there to go full count with 2 outs.
So I got to tell you guys that not only is Coach Myers announcing the game, he's doing the scorebook here. He's keeping track of strikes and balls, and I'm just watching the game. He's doing like 7 things at once.
Well, sometimes you got to multitask. Oh, Taylor's going to hit the ball at shortstop. Shortstop's going to throw the ball across for out number 3 for Kingsley, but not before the Potters get 2 runs here in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, 2 runs and 2 runs with 2 outs. 2 runs with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Those runs feel even better sometimes when they're that hard to come by and you earn them that way. So big first inning for the Potters, and it looks like the Kingsley strategy of let's hit first didn't really pan out.
Yeah, it looks like that backfired, right? Well, let's see if we can turn this a little bit because, so if you guys don't know, Eastside Center, well, we have Cam takes his warm-up throws. We sit on top of a hill here at Eastside Center. Sometimes we are treated to some absolutely breathtaking views. And this sunset, I don't know if the camera is going to be able to, but I mean, that's pretty nice. We got some storm clouds over in the distance, and sometimes it's just nice to take a little creative break. We hope that everything holds up with the lights and everything, not gonna lie. We don't have exterior lights for us. So we got the lights that they're getting on the field here, and hopefully it'll be good enough for you guys to see everything.
And we've been trying to save our batteries. We're relying on batteries here, so hopefully the game doesn't run super long.
I think we'll be okay, Coach.
Yeah, but it's not your cell phone, it's mine, and I'm watching it now. We're down to about half power, 60% power. We'll be all right.
All right, so there we go. We got the game back in focus there after showing you guys that wonderful Midwestern Illinois River sunset. As we go into top of the second, Kingsley is going to...
I don't know how this phenomenon works, but it seems like every time I'm on the air, I get 4 phone calls and 7 texts every 5 minutes.
Hopefully they're like good sales calls though, right?
Well, but each one of those rings takes some more battery. That's what I'm worried about. All right, here we go, top of the second.
Oh, strike 1, right down the middle, fastball. Right
So
there.
Cam throws strikes anyway. When you got a 2-run lead, you just want to go in there and pour some strikes. Make him hit you.
You know, that confidence on that mound there, Cam's going to deliver pitch number 2 at the top of the second here for strike 2 again. You know, I'm assuming part of Kingsley's game plan, having already faced the Potters, is to make the Potters pitchers throw more pitches, right? You know, they might have come out pretty aggressive there, but you got to make them throw.
You do, but then again, if he's proven to you he's going to throw first pitch fastball strike, you just as a coach, I just hate to see our guys take a first pitch fastball strike because so often that's the best pitch you're going to see in that at bat.
Well, as you said in the last inning, right? I mean, statistically, those are the ones who get the most hits on the major leagues.
They're the highest batting averages, and that's because their pitchers do the same thing ours do. Try to get ahead. Good looking pitch there, just missed. Just missed. How do you take that one?
I don't know. How was that a
good take?
That was a tough one, right? 2-2 here. Cam was up 0-2, and then third 2 balls. Tried bait him into something. He's going to get ball in the dirt there. Full count. You know, good discipline by the Kingsley hitter right here. It's hard to tell numbers. 20.
No, we were. Cam worked an 0-2 count. Now he's worked at the 3-2.
Alvarez here. He's going to get on the strikeout there for out number 1 for the Potters.
Cam seems to be throwing almost everything on the outside corner, and that's just a tough place to hit for most hitters.
Yeah, it's a tough place for everybody. I mean, worst cases, you're just going to pool cue it off the end there and down one of the lines, make it easy out.
Major league hitters can handle that pitch, but you're right. That's a hard pitch for almost every young player to hit.
Call that a strike?
Yes, he did. Another first pitch fastball strike.
Couldn't tell there. A little high, ball 1. Graves is up to the plate here for Kingsley, right fielder. Cam's got 1-1 count. Ooh, good pitch right there. Kind of mixed it up a little bit.
He threw that one right by him. If I were Coach Space, he's calling the pitches. I think I'd make him into the fastball.
Yeah, probably up high, right?
Yeah.
Way outside, one of the two. Looks
Climb the ladder, as they call it.
Collins going down though, in the dirt.
All right.
Misses low.
That's why we're out here and they're in there.
You know, it's not a bad strategy though. Miss them one or the other. What you don't want to do though is you don't want to miss over the top and right down the middle like that.
Good
Cam
pitch.
Gets strike number 3 for the second out of the inning.
Again on the outside half of the plate.
And Cam's making it pay there by not swinging the bat. I don't know if that's a good strategy against the Potters, is to not swing, because we're just going to end up throwing strikes. I think our pitching's got better discipline than most other pitchers.
But what you've described in the last 2 minutes is the conundrum that we present. On one hand, you said you know they got to take more pitches. The other hand, you said you can't take pitches. So that's the problem. If Cam's throwing strikes, you got to swing the bat.
Can only take so many pitches. 2-0.
A couple pitches just outside. It's a curveball there. It looked like slightly outside.
First one was a little closer. Second one, so we're going to see what we get right here. They're going to come, pops that one back to be out of play for strike one.
I'm looking at Sam here, left fielder. He couldn't see that one either. I had trouble seeing that ball.
Yeah,
right now it's kind of a dusk time, and it's the sky is almost the same color as the baseball with the clouds, so that was hard to see.
100%. Bear with me if you're watching for a second.
Yep.
Trying to adjust our
line drive down the right field line for a base hit.
base hit.
Poked it, was 2 outs to the right field. So the Kingsley has a base runner on with 2 outs here in the top of the second.
Yeah, just good piece of hitting right there. Just got the bat on the ball.
Yep.
It wasn't an easy ball to hit by any stretch of the imagination.
Didn't try to do too much with it. Just took it where it was pitched.
We're going to get a courtesy runner right there too for Kingsley for the catcher. So Gura's going to come up to bat, second baseman, bat in the 8 hole for Kingsley.
Look at the size difference between Colin Burns and Gura. There's a marked difference. He's a little dude.
Or even look at First and Gillen, the courtesy runner.
Well, the
Potters are big.
Yeah, I was going to say, we have a big squad.
I feel like another ground ball. Alex McKee fields at third base, throws it over to Gil Parchard for out number 3 as we go to the bottom of the second inning where the Potters are winning 2-0.
Well, and that's something we talked about briefly before. The Potters don't get probably enough credit for. Excellent defensively. Alex McKee, the coaching staff, feels like he's one of the very best third basemen we've ever had in Potter junior high baseball history. I mean, a nice play there. Nice job by Gil Parchard reacting to the throw. It's a little bit high and up the line, but he did a good job keeping his foot in the bag, and so we're out of the inning.
Yeah, great play right there. Read the ball really well off the bat. Had to take a couple steps to his left, made the throw, got it out.
So unlike the last time we faced Kingsley, Cam hasn't just mowed everybody down. They've actually put the bat on the ball a little bit. So if you're Kingsley, I guess they're probably buoyed by that a little bit. But they can't give up 2 runs every inning to the Potters at the plate. Otherwise, it's going to be a long or a short, however you want to count it, night.
100%, And it looks like we got some final action over on this other field. It's hard to tell. The scoreboard went out. We've had a couple intermittent scoreboard issues today. But we're getting there.
We need to talk to Ryan Lindley. I consider him the kind of the father of these broadcasts, and we have no chairs here, no stools, no couch, no table. I mean,
I have a table in my car.
ESPN would not put up with this. But
I know. We talked long about that today. I was like, I don't know what it's going to be like out here, so I have a table in my Jeep, but
a lot of good that does, Coach.
I know. All right, so up to bat, it's going to be in the 7 hole here. Same right here. Bat takes ball 1 up.
I believe the junior Potters have had 7 different players hit home runs this year, which is unbelievable. This is one of them for a junior high team. Have that much power.
Oh, and he hits one right center. It's going to be 1 hop to the fence. It's going to round first, stop there. And Sammy here is going to be on with a leadoff single to start the bottom of the second inning.
That's a long single. I'm surprised he didn't get the second, but there's nobody out. Didn't want to take any chances, and the fence isn't super deep here. Got to the fence in a hurry, found the right center field gap.
So Alex McKee, who's been roping the ball as of late here, is going to come up. Beck Powers on deck here for the Potters. Takes ball 1.
A lot of times too, Coach, that the reason guys either do or don't make it a second on a play like that is the first 2 steps out of the box. That they really did. I didn't see Sam. I'm not saying he wasn't hustling, but that's one you really got to tear out of the box if you want to make a double out of it.
It looked like he was hustling. So it's just one of those things. Maybe been watching just a little bit. Big game. McKee ropes one to third base. Third baseman's going to go over to second base to get the lead runner, but
throw to first was well late. He almost hit here with the throw to first. I'm surprised he didn't hit. He just missed his helmet.
Yeah, and Sammy probably should have slid there.
Yep.
To avoid any sort of opportunity for an interference call.
Yep. Good point.
I think that's what the Kingsley coach is probably saying over there out of the dugout, that he should have slid, but
he probably should have. But the base runner was across first base before the throw was even made. So
100%.
It was a non-factor.
Beck Powers takes strike 1 right there. Key reaches first on the fielder's choice. Kingsley's throwing over there, trying to get some runners.
Close.
Tried to catch McKee sleeping over there, but McKee got back just in the nick of time.
McKee's also very quick. He could steal a base here as well.
Yeah.
They know that.
Oh. Goes up and in there for ball 1.
So Beck Powers is the guy that doesn't always hit. He's hitting 9th today. And I saw him in Tremont this year. He hit a foul ball down the left field line. It was absolutely scorched. I'm thinking that does not look like a guy that would ever get DH'd for.
Yeah, it's a strike 2 right there. Takes a fastball. But we've talked about it time and time again, though. Everybody on this Potters team can hit. I mean, even the guys who don't get that opportunity to play every day, because the Potters are really good 1 through 15, you got to battle.
Go to first again. McKee is back in time safely, comfortably this time.
Yeah. So Kingsley thinks the McKee could be going. I mean, the Potters, pretty much everybody on the Potters can run. So, Beck Powers ropes one down third base line.
Fair ball.
He's going to go foul ball.
Foul ball.
Foul ball.
Coach Crawford called it fair. I guess the umpire gets to overrule the coach, huh?
Apparently. It's close.
From here we couldn't tell. We have no angle, no.
We got none. We need like 15 cameras. That's what we really need. This we could support up to 9.
Can we?
Yeah. Which would be pretty cool.
We just need a producer to say which camera to go live on. You can do it here?
We can do it all from this iPad.
Good
but
luck
we would
on
need
that.
a lot of.
Yeah.
We need a lot of iPads or iDevices. Grounds went back to the pitcher.
It's a high, soft one hopper. Fortunately for us, McKee was running on the pitch, so he makes it to second. So now we got the lead runner at second base with 2 outs. Lead runner at second base. Then top of the order, Ike Bender's up. Same situation here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get to an 0-2 or 1-2 count if he has McKee steal.
Yeah. Good opportunity for sure. Benders takes strike 1. Yeah. You know, Benders usually gets on base. High on base percentage, hits the ball. Could be a 3-hitter on any team,
Good
including
pitch
this
there.
team.
Good curveball there. Now it's 0-2. I'd like to see McKee get a little bit bigger secondary lead. He's got to score in a single.
Yeah, Kingsley's not holding him overly close. They're kind of shadowing behind him. They don't really want anything to do with him. Oh, as Benders drops.
Of course, that's going to be a home run right over top of us.
Home run.
That ball is a bomb.
Left fielder cleared the fence by a solid 20 feet right there. And Isaac Benders with a 2-run home run here in the bottom of the second to put the Potters up 4-0.
So the Potters have scored 4 runs, all 4 of them with 2 outs.
All with 2 outs.
Those break your heart if you're Kingsley.
100%. You know, and me and Coach are saying out here in left field, that ball was cleared by a solid 20 feet easily.
There was not much doubt after he hit it. We could pick it up in the clouds. It was clearly going to be a home run. That ball was crushed.
He was right on that one as it brings Andy Ballard to the plate here for the Potters with 2 outs.
And the
Takes ball 1.
Potters baseball program has been a proponent in the last several years of having a guy who lead off with some pop.
100%.
You think Nick Guerra on the state championship team at high school level. You know, we've always had somebody lead. Bo Durbin last year. Now at the junior high level, Ike Benders has really helped the offense take off once he moved to the leadoff spot, and that's a big 2-out home run there. 2-out, 2-run home run.
So we switched the cameras here. Kingsley's coach is going to come out and try to set down on their pitcher right there. Gives up a big home run. And now that Kingsley's down in this hole again, right? 4-0, only bottom of the second. You know, got to make some changes here, but.
Well, they're a couple pitches away from this being a no-score game. In fact, if they'd have got it hit in the first inning, they could be up 1-0. So the Potters have just come up really big with 2 outs.
100%. And, you know, I think the Potters often I think maybe they're a little too overconfident, right? But sometimes we're not always there.
Well, you know, at this time of year, I believe you want to have supreme confidence. But there's a difference between confidence and arrogance. And confidence is when you truly believe in yourself and your teammates and expect success in everything that you do, but you don't show that outwardly.
Well, and I think these guys have the ultimate confidence, right? They've been playing together under Coach Crawford essentially since they are, 6, 7, 8 years old?
Yep.
So same team the whole entire time.
3-0.
Scoreboard's saying 3-0. I had a different count. We're going to say that's strike 1, so we'll go 3-1 now. Sometimes it's hard for us to hear.
It might be 2-1. I'm not sure.
The scoreboard says Ballard pops one out here to left field. Looks like it's going to be a foul ball out of play. And
actually, in play, but not catchable.
Yeah, tough play there. Left fielder's playing slightly shaded here, more towards shortstop. Wasn't expecting the left-handed hitting Ballard to push the ball down the line like that. Andy Ballard's another guy in your 2 spot who can ton of pop. Also, as we talked about already, fastest person on the team. I mean,
he hit a big home run at Eureka in the
ball
regionals.
4.
So they had to count right.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder. It's hard for me. We don't get to hear everything, so.
So we got the only reason. And this is an interesting situation with Andy Ballard hitting the 2-hole with Burns and Cam Crawford behind him. You got your 2 best hitters in the hole, so you don't want to make third out of the bases, and yet Andy's your fastest guy. But I would say if we get behind in the count, look to see Andy stealing second base.
Yeah, I mean, worst case is you have Collins starting leading off.
And that's a great point.
100%.
Great point.
Misses in the gap. Delayed, a little bit of a delay.
Well,
Ballard makes it pretty simple there, but
the ball got away from the catcher, hit the umpire in the
100%.
legs, And so, and he didn't see it at first, but he picked it up in time and made the right call.
I think we're on the same page there. He saw that the ball missed, but he couldn't see where it went. And then the catcher did a really good job there, finding the ball super quick, getting up and throwing.
I think the umpire made a kick save.
Hey.
And we've lost the scoreboard.
Well, good thing I got a scoreboard.
Yeah.
It's 2-0 right now. First curveball there was in the dirt, and then we missed high right there on that fastball. Ballard is at second base. Potters have 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, leading 4-0. Oh, curveball right there.
There's a base hit to right field, ground ball to right field.
Ballard's going to go home.
Throw gets away, and that sends Colin Burns to second. So a 5th run into 5th 2-out run for the Potters, and they've got a 5-0 lead. Just exactly what Kingsley did not want to see happen.
100%. You know, they chose to be visitors, and the Potters took on this challenge right here. So we're going to have Isaac Davis is going to run for Colin this time here at second base with 2 outs.
And you have to believe me on this. I didn't want to talk over that pitch. I almost said the Potters are going to score 2 more runs this inning before we're done, and there's one of them.
So here we go. So this time, again, first base is open, you know, 2 outs.
Good point.
You're going to put Cam on this time too?
They might walk him again. But then again, it was Owen Adams who got the 2-out hit last time after 100%. They walked.
I mean, the Potters got the whole entire...
If they don't walk him, they're not going to give him anything but curveballs. So I'm pretty sure of that.
So that's what happened in the regional final at Eureka, and got walked twice and then put one off the fence. But it's a first pitch fastball right there.
Yeah,
low and outside.
Yeah, that's a good pitch.
That's an aggressive move. So I think maybe at this point, Kingsley's just going to go to attack mode, 5-0. Oh, catcher blocks it. Isaac Davis, another speed right there.
Yeah, forgot to mention Isaac Davis in the game, the courtesy run for the catcher, Colin Burns. Burns, you can run just fine, but it's just a kind of a courtesy thing because catcher's got to put the gear on.
Plus get some other opportunities to get some of these guys in, right?
Yep.
Oh, Cam just drove one over the left fielder's head. It's going to be one hop off the fence. Left fielder's going to scoop it up. Cam's going to try to stretch this into a double where he's going to be safe at second base. Got under the tag there. Isaac Davis is going to score, putting the Potters up.
There's that other run I was telling you about.
6-0, and Coach calls it, getting those extra runs, and we're going to get...
Well, Cam, that pitch is really high. That's the second one in 2 games I've seen him take a pitch that was well out of strike zone and just drive it. That ball was crushed. I lost it for a while, but it was a line drive that left field really had no chance on. Short hop the fence, and that's just extreme power.
Yep, so Landon Springer's going to come in and run for Cam there at second base as the courtesy for the pitcher, which brings up Owen Adams, who started the 2-out rally last inning. But again, recapping here, no 2 outs. Oh, Owen took a big cut for strike 1 right there. 6-0 Potters lead.
That's what coach is telling him. Just hit another line drive right field like he did last time. We don't need a... Now, Owen's hit a home run this year. He's got some pop too, but we don't need one right now. Just a base hit.
I would say that just about everybody on this Potters team can hit the ball over the fence any given day. I mean, what a problem for Coach Crawford to have, right? You got to put together a lineup where anybody can be dangerous every single time that ball gets away from the catcher there.
What we talked about before, we're starting to see now. He's throwing a lot of curveballs, trying to find a way to get these Potters out, and eventually you're going to throw some of those away. And catcher did a good job early, but he's had a couple now that he wasn't able to block, and so the merry-go-round has started, and the Potters have had a lot of traffic in the last 2 innings.
100%, and this is no different right now. Potters are up 6-0. It's those little mistakes, whether they happen in the field or whether they happen on the mound. They will come back to hurt you. Owen's going to hit that one up into the infield right there. Second baseman's going to come in and make the play for Kingsley for out number 3 as we are going to move to the top of the 3rd inning.
Did you see that ball in the air, Coach? I could not.
I could see it, yeah.
All right, well, then maybe it's me then. So what you're saying is it's me. Okay.
I mean, my eyes are not the best in the world, but I did see that ball.
Yeah, well, you're younger.
Maybe a little bit younger.
You're younger. That's probably the factor there.
Maybe.
It's implied.
Yeah.
So 6-0. Just like that, the Potters 6 runs with 2 outs. Again, those are like I said before. Those are the ones that break your heart if you're Kingsley. You're so close to getting out of the inning against a good team and just can't get that 3rd out. But the Potters have got some clutch hits. Owen Adams, Colin Burns, and Cam Crawford all with big 2-out RBIs. And the 2-run homer, Benders too. Like Benders, the 2-run homer, all with 2 outs.
Yeah, I mean, Potters just keep. I mean, they don't have. Do they have a break? I mean, do this all gas? I mean, all day, every day.
Well, as we talked about before, as a pitcher, there's just no chance to catch your breath. Defensively, you have to make every play because if you make an error, it could cost you multiple runs. And so that's what good teams do. And so now what the other thing good teams do is when they have a lead, they throw strikes and play defense. And so we'll see if Cam can just. He doesn't have to mow anybody down. He can give up a few hits. Takes a lot of hits to get 6 runs. Just go throw strikes.
Yeah. So at some point, though, you can talk pitch strategy, right? Because we have IESA pitch limits. He's already passed. He can't pitch tomorrow for that. But potentially, there could be weather tomorrow.
Oh, good point. I was going to say
Monday.
Yeah.
So 2 days rest, he can throw into the mid-40s and then still come back Monday. Not that the Potters need him, but I'm assuming at this point, Coach Crawford's like, we're going to go and win this game because if the Potters don't have to burn another pitcher, Cam's already done, right? Potters have pitching for days.
Yeah, and so
strike one right
the
there,
risk is if you do that strategy and take him out, and then you do play tomorrow,
yeah,
then you burn another pitcher for tomorrow that you can't use. So my guess is he sticks with him. We'll see what happens.
I'm 1,000% in agreement. It's just something always to be considered.
It's a good point. A lot of things that people don't realize coaches have to think about, not just the lineup and who's going to get the next guy out, but what about tomorrow? And what if we get rained out tomorrow? What does that mean for pitching? And does that change our strategy today? And I guarantee you they're talking about that in the dugout. That's why you've got assistant coaches to kind of bounce those things off of each other.
Yeah, it's, pitch limits at every level here.
Good pitch.
Missed just a little bit up. So, big deal though. But always be cognizant of what's happening when where. Misses low there for ball 3, full count.
You don't want to be too fine with the leadoff hitter in a 6-run lead. Just throw a lot of strikes. If he hits you, hit you.
I mean, Potter's got great defense behind you. Every corner.
Already given up a hit, so you don't have to worry about a no-hitter.
Hits one up the middle, off the mound. Owen Adams fields it right behind second base, over to first for out number 1.
So that's got to be really disheartening for your Kingsley. That ball was stung. Ball was hit right in the screws. Just got past Cam. Cam didn't try to field it, knock it away, let it go. Owen Adams playing up the middle and made the play, made a tough hop. Look really easy, and so that was he was out by 3 steps on the ball. He really hit hard.
Now, not to mention it bounced off the mound,
right
like over the mound. Good play. Kingsley takes first pitch, pops it straight back there, just a little bit out of play.
You just got to feel like if you're Kingsley, how in the world do we score a run? How do we get 6 runs? We can't even get a guy on base, even when we hit the ball hard.
It's a tough one, right?
Scoreboard says 1-0. It's only off by 5 runs.
And it also says the 4th inning,
Yeah.
which strike 1 right there for Cam. I can assure you that ours is right. I pride myself in paying attention most times.
I think it's right. I think you're correct, Coach.
Curveball from Cam right there. Owen's got to move to his right, comes up, fields it, throws across just a little bit high, off Gill's Pochard's gloves. Ballard is covering right there, and Kingsley's going to get their first runner of this inning on, second run of the game.
So that was a tough play. Owen had a tough play. I think he probably hurried a little bit. I think he had a little more time than he realized, and Gill probably had time to catch that ball and then come back down and try it. But both of them got in a little bit of a hurry. That was not an easy play.
Definitely not. I mean, Kingsley's going to try to bunt right there. Cam throws runner squared around there. Cam did the right thing, kind of threw at his head behind the runner just a little, or the batter just a little bit. Make him pull that back. Maybe try to bait the runner into going.
Well, I'm a little surprised you're down 6 runs. It's a little unique time to bunt, but I'm not sure he really intended to bunt there. Maybe he's just taking a pitch.
Or it was maybe trying to, like tomfoolery, right? They got to do something. Take strike 2 right there.
But one of the best ways to stop a team from doing funny business on the bases is grab a 6-0 lead.
100%.
It's pretty hard to delay steal and bunt and hit and run when you're down 6 runs.
Yeah, and the runner over there at first base, from our vantage point, is not getting off very far. Camp's got a really good move at first. Almost got him right there.
The scoreboard here is actually catching up now. It's 4-0 in the 3rd inning. Get the inning right.
Hey, we're getting closer, but counts 2-1 right here. There's 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Cam delivers. Kingsley batter fouls 1 out of play onto the other diamond for strike 2. So we got 2-2, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Potters are leading 6-0 in this IESA quarterfinal game. Kingsley batter pokes the bat out there, hits 1 out of play for a long foul ball.
Yeah, that was a long foul ball, and the wind is kind of blowing out to left.
Yeah.
Ball will carry this direction. We've already seen that a couple of times. That ball hit pretty well, but he was just way ahead of it.
Yeah. You can see the flag kind of behind the home plate there. It's blowing towards us. Another curveball swings. First base is occupied. That will be strikeout for out number 2.
Nice job by Colin Burns keeping that ball from going to the backstop and letting the runner go to second base. Gives the pitcher a lot of confidence when you know you can throw a curveball in the dirt and your catcher's got your back.
Well, again, think about it. How long has Cam and Colin been the battery throwing to each other?
Yeah.
I mean, probably since they started doing this game. So lots of confidence out there. Strike one.
Delayed steal. This time Colin saw it and made a good throw. Just beat it.
Yeah, good speed on Kingsley right there. A little bit of a delay. Got to do something.
That is really aggressive when you're down 6 runs, but you're right.
You got to do something though. 2 outs. I mean, this is the number 3 hitter. Strike 2. Now he's down 0-2. 2 outs. Top 3. Runner on second for Kingsley.
Look for a high fastball up out of the strike zone. See if he'll chase it.
Got to bait him into something. Coach is going high fastball. Strike 3 right down the...
Must have been outside. It's hard to tell from here. It looked good from here.
I was already started talking. I thought that was... I mean, if we had some instant replay, man, that was a good one. It's hard for us. From our vantage point, it looked really
305 feet from home plate, so you can't say too much from here.
Curveball, strike 3, got him.
That was a really good slow curveball, the 12-6 Wainwright curveball.
It was. Speaking of Wainwright, saw that he re-signed 1 more year, right?
I did see that, yes.
17-7 record, Coach. You know, I'm not a Cardinals fan, but I do respect what they just did with rattling off all those wins in a row, securing their wild card spot.
And those 2 guys, Wainwright and
Molina,
are just unbelievable. I mean, especially Molina to be catching at this age and catching as many games as he does. I'm a staunch Cub fan, and so I don't get any joy out of it, but I have to respect what Wainwright's meant to the game and the way he's carried himself as a person and the way those 2 guys have just been troopers for all these years. I will tell you though that at this point the Cubs have a longer winning streak right now than the Cardinals do.
Oh.
You should be aware of that.
Well, that's why I'm a White Sox fan. So
we
won the AL Central. We'll see how it goes into the postseason.
Yeah,
but
the Sox could make a deep run.
Could, or we could blow up. I'm not real sure yet. I don't know what team's going to show up. Tons of injuries throughout the whole entire season. Kind of kept us up, down, all over the place, but we've kind of persevered through. So we'll see what happens as we enter the playoffs. We're going to have a terrifying matchup versus the Astros, which is always scary.
Just got to make sure they don't have a drum or a garbage can anyplace.
Yeah, just ban all garbage cans. It's all good. So here we go. We're hitting to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Camden Taylor's going to come up to the plate for the Potters to start us off here.
Leadoff hitter for this inning is the DH for the Potters.
Yep. Potters are leading 6-0. He's going to take ball 1 upstairs.
Now, the other thing I guarantee you the coaching staff is talking about with these guys is do not relax. Don't take your foot off the pedal. First of all, it saves your pitching. Second of all, you just never want to. These teams are all good. If you get here, they're good. You don't want to let them hang around. So if you can beat a team in 4 innings or 5 innings, you do it.
Taylor's going to take one off outside corner of the plate and get himself a single to left field right there.
Excellent piece of hitting, Camden. Took, like you said, the pitch on the outside half and hit a sharp line drive to left field as left-hander.
Something that we work on all year at all levels, you know, in the cages. We spend a lot of time doing front toss, hitting those balls outside as Kingsley pitcher throws over there trying to get Taylor not paying attention. But we work on that a lot as a program, all the way from 7th grade through high school. We spend hours in the cages working on trying to hit the ball.
Camden is not likely to steal second. He's not one of the fleet-footed Potters. Sam here at the plate now.
Yeah. Takes ball 1.
I thought that ball, that was pretty good, didn't it?
I thought it was a ball.
Okay.
I mean,
obviously you're right.
I'm not going to argue.
That one's outside, 2-0. The wind's picking up. I'm telling you, the ball will definitely carry to left field.
Yeah, and Sammy's one of those individuals who's hit numerous home runs this year already. So, including
3 balls and no strikes. We'll see if coach gives them. Yeah, we're going to take this pitch.
100%. He did hit a grand slam off at Westwood, off the top of the fence, mid-season. Good swing of the bat. Takes ball 4 right there. Inside. 4 pitches.
Well, the other thing you got to worry about if you're Kingsley, this pitcher's thrown a lot of pitches. For only being the 3rd inning, he's probably thrown 60 pitches, you think?
Probably in the 50-60 range. And they were warming up somebody there in their last half of the inning. So who knows what we got.
Once again, the Potters have something going. 2 men on and nobody out.
McKee's up the plate, which takes strike 1 right there.
Not a bad idea to take a pitch there. Your pitcher's thrown 6 or 7 consecutive balls. I guess it was just 4.
But still, Taylor's got a good lead here. Oh,
that ball's crushed.
Through to left field. Going to stop, hold up Camden at 3rd base there, and the Potters have the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with nobody out.
And the hit parade just continues. Sharp line drive after sharp ground ball after sharp line drive. It just wears you out defensively. It looks like they're going to probably make a pitching change. At least going to make a pitching mound visit, but I suspect we'll see a change coming here.
Yep. So again, to recap real quick, while Kingsley's pitchers, coaches out there, looks like they are going to make a switch. They grab the ball there. We're going to turn the screen. We're going to talk to you guys here for a moment. So, quick little recap here, Coach. Yeah, camera's in the bottom.
Gotcha.
It's kind of weird to think about that it's backwards on
you.
the screen. It's kind of awkward. Kingsley make a big change. They're down 6-0. Potters have the bases loaded here with nobody out. What's going to go? If you're coming into this game to be a pitcher for Kingsley, what are you thinking?
Well, first thing is you got to throw strikes. The bases are loaded. You can't walk anybody. Again, this Potters lineup is too potent. You can't give them a base. They're obviously in a really difficult spot. I'm not sure exactly what you do other than come in and throw strikes, try to find a way to minimize the damage this inning and go get some runs. You got to score some runs to get back in this ball game. But the Potters are threatening again to break things open. And as we talked about before, even though it's getting to the bottom of the order, there's just no break there.
Yeah, and Potters are going to have Beck Powers, 9-batter up, and then top the order, Isaac Bender's up. He's already hit a home run over here, right to our right over here, over left field. So mistakes, can't have any mistakes at this point.
Well, this is what it's baseball's the game of mistakes to begin with. These kids they're not Major League Baseball players. They're 12, 13 years old, and so they're going to be imperfect. But the Potters just punish you when you make mistakes, and we're seeing it again tonight. And it isn't even so much that Kingsley's done a lot wrong defensively. We've just put the bat in the ball time after time after time, and that's how you get 6 runs.
Yeah, we're not making outs. We're hitting the ball hard everywhere, just like we do every other single game. Our approach has not changed at all. Cam's throwing lights out on the mound, and we're putting the bat on the ball, hitting it where they're not.
Well, we did a nice job. Both Camden Taylor and earlier in the game, who was it in the first inning to hit single to right field to score a run? Owen Adams.
Two outs.
Not only 2 out hits, but opposite field, going with the pitch. And so, the Potters have done a good job. Sometimes you get in a game like this, guys try to do too much because it's a big setting, and they've done a good job just going with the pitch. So here we go with Beck Powers, bases loaded, nobody out. Potters looking to add to a 6-0 lead in the 3rd inning.
100%. So as we do that, just a quick plug here. As always, if you want to know more about Potters Baseball, you can always follow us on Twitter at Potters Baseball. So here we go, pitch delivered. Beck's going to take ball 1 in the dirt. Ball gets away from the catcher, but not really enough for Camden Taylor to kind of sneak home there.
Well, 3 things are at play there. Number 1, there's nobody out in the bases loaded. You do not want to make it out at home plate. Number 2, he didn't see it right away. It was hard to tell. And number 3, Camden's not the fleetest footed guy. So for all those reasons, he made absolutely the right decision.
100% agree with you. And you have great hitters. Why take a risk? He's going to take ball 2 upstairs right there.
We talked about, you just asked, what do you do if you're coming to the pitch now? You've got to throw strikes. And he's, unfortunately for Kingsley, he's fallen behind 2-0.
Yeah. So obviously 2-0 count. Beck's got to be thinking he's going to get something pretty good right here. Fastball, fake bunt, going to get strike 1 right there.
We do the fake bunt when we're taking a pitch sometimes, and that time, it's a strike.
Could have been by design. I wasn't paying that close.
I promise you that was a design play. He'll be swinging here though if the pitch is a strike.
It sure was. Hits it out to the left fielder, who dives and misses the ball. Camden Taylor's going to score. Sammy here's going to score. Alex McKee's going to get on 3rd base, and Beck Powers is going to end up on 2nd.
Throw gets away, but nobody can advance beyond that. And just a great job by Beck Powers. That's your 9-hitter, and it's a rope to left field. Left fielder made a valiant effort, diving, catch it. Not a bad time to try if you're a left fielder. You might as well go for it there. A single isn't much different than a double. And
Powers get 2 more runs.
Just like that, it's 8-0, and again, the bottom of the order produces.
And then top hitter's up. So Isaac Benders is up. Have a good day so far today. Takes ball 1 low right there. So we got Alex McKee on 3rd. We got Beck Powers at 2nd. Potters have nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd, leading 8-0 with the leadoff hitter Isaac Benders at the plate as the Kingsley pitcher winds right there. Takes strike right at the knees. Good pitch. Way to come back aggressive right there.
We talk about this when we get into postseason and the varsity level, that you just stay focused on one game. The only job tonight is to win one game. You can't win a state championship tonight. But what we see from the Potters all year long, we're seeing again tonight, and that is that if they stay focused and play the way we're capable of, like tonight's a good example. This team is not as good as the Potters. If we do what we've done tonight and stay focused, it's going to be awful tough to beat.
100%. It's going to take strike 2 right there, right? 2-2 count now. Still got nobody out. Potters do have runners at 2nd and 3rd. Was a good pitch right there. He's made some adjustments here. We do apologize. We don't have a full roster for Kingsley. Oh, he's going to swing and hit one up the middle of shortstop. Going to take the out at first. McKee will score there to get another run for the Potters. Kingsley does grab that first out there on the fielder's choice. RBI to Benders.
9-0 now, and that's kind of a show of respect for Kingsley's coaching staff. Normally, you're down 8-0, your infield is in, but you hit the ball so darn hard is you don't want to give up. You don't want to give up 5 more runs, so you take the out, get it out, and dig out.
Both would have scored right there.
Now the infield's in though.
100%. Andy Ballard's coming to the plate. He's going to rope one right to the second baseman. for out number 2, but Beck Powers will score.
That's a fantastic play by the second baseman who took a bullet and short hopped it. I don't know how. I mean, even though they were in it, had no chance to get the Potters at the plate, and so now it's 10-0. Great play though.
That was a hard hit ball too, and he put the hand out, got the hand-eye coordination reaction, and got it right there. Potters are up 10-0.
Kingsley's made some plays defensively. It's not like they've fallen on themselves defensively. The Potters have just put the ball in play and hit the ball really hard.
100%. Colin Burns is going to hit that one at third baseman. Third baseman's up, catches, fires across the diamond, bobbled by the first baseman, gets away, and Colin Burns is going to reach on an error here. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Throws in the dirt and a little bit up the line towards right field. Probably a play that first baseman will tell you he thinks he could have made, but there goes to the third baseman on that when you throw it in the dirt.
Yep, Isaac Davis is going to come in and run right here for Colin Burns.
That's the first. I'm sorry, I talked to you.
Oh, you're good. I feel it too, Coach. I just didn't want to jinx it. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that you got Cam Crawford up now with the first base not open, and that's the first real defensive mistake they've made. And now the punishment is you got to face Cam Crawford with a man on base.
100%. Outfield's taking a couple steps back. They're playing 20, 30 foot off the fence. Throw over to first.
I think the left fielder is actually too shallow. I think he should probably be playing a couple steps deeper.
I don't know what their scouting reports. I mean, they've seen the Potters play.
They know Cam.
They could probably just have one hand on the fence and keep the ball in front. Cam takes a big swing right there for strike 1.
They have thrown him some fastballs tonight, which surprises me a little bit, more than I would have expected.
Keeping him guessing.
I don't think it's a bad idea. We're getting a little bit of rain here, Coach.
We are. Oh, Cam just roped one foul.
It was plenty long enough for a home run, but just foul.
Just a long strike. Might have been. It would have hit the warning track on the actual field. 2 strikes. Goes with the curveball inside right there.
Take. So we got to get to the top of the 5th now for the 10-run and keep the 10-run lead.
I mean, we're going to score some more in the game. 12 after 4. And
that ball's hit deep to left. It's back.
Oh, left fielder tries to make a shot. Isaac Davis is now going to be rounding third. They're going to make third a second. Holding Cam at
Cam is going to run down.
But the runner's going to score first. So he gets out. However, Isaac Davis hustling the whole entire way is going to get the run. It
makes it 11-0. So the left fielder, I don't think he judged that ball as well as he could have. I think he thought it hit even harder than it was. And so he didn't make the play. Cam did not make it a second, got caught up between first and second. Now the only downside about all that is you got Cam's pitching, and so he's just expended a lot of energy trying to get out of that pickle there. And I'm sure coach is telling him, forget about it, good hit, just go pitch, just throw some strikes.
But the positive was he wasted enough time to get Davis home to get one more run.
Exactly.
So now it's 11-0 here. Top 4 Potters are winning right here. We've had a couple sprinkles happen here in the last couple of minutes. I don't think it's going to be anything serious. I'm going to check the...
You said that before. You said it wasn't going to rain.
Well, I was wrong, and now I'm even more wrong.
I'm getting a text from my wife that it's raining in Morton right now.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to rain for a minute.
I'm getting a text from former Potter Daniel Stuckey that I'm not going to repeat what he's saying because he doesn't make any sense.
Okay. Worst case is... I really don't have a worst case.
Scoreboard says 10-0, but you're right, that run counts because it was not a forced out at first base or forced out at any base, and the run across the plate before the out was made. So I'm sure it's 11-0.
That it is. Those aren't going to stay.
So we're getting hungry here. So if any of our listeners want to have a pizza delivered to left center field, we would eat it. I'm not really expecting that though.
Yeah, I'm not that hungry. Although it doesn't look very promising for us to make this football game. So Cam's going to deliver here, top 4. Oh, swinging strike 1.
It looks more promising now than it did a little while ago with a 11-run lead.
11.
We got a chance to end this thing well before 7 innings.
Yeah, if we get one more run in the 4th, that would be a positive.
Is 12-4 a thing even in postseason?
I think so. I don't have the postseason rules right in front of me.
It is
11.
Braylon Smith, his Potter catcher, is asking about the score. The scoreboard is saying 10-0. It's actually 11-0.
Yeah, we're on top of it over here. So, got 1 ball, 2 strikes right here. Cam sets, delivers, throws a curveball. Batter reaches out, saves himself right there.
Now, I would expect, for the most part at this point, we're going to see a lot of fastballs from Cam. Again, it takes a lot of hits to get you in trouble with an 11-run lead. And the last thing you want to do is walk anybody. So whatever pitch you can throw for a strike, throw it. Braylon, if you were catching, what would you call right now?
So also 1-2.
So Braylon's calling for an off-speed pitch. I think we'll see a fastball here. We'll see who's right.
So we're the problem, ladies and gentlemen. If we lose you, we're winning, but it is starting to rain, and we have electronics that are not protected from the rain. So we're going to do our best.
I'm just guessing with an 11-run lead, we're going to see a lot of fastballs. Sorry, I'm having a conversation here with the people around us.
So we have our Potters varsity catcher, and we have Ranger over there as well. So we got a wide variety of, that's over the camera. So we're trying to keep our electronics kind of dry as much as possible here. So we got a couple towels over the top, 'cause it looks like it's gonna rain. Weather person was wrong. Oh, ball 4 right there.
Well, that's not what you want to do with the 11-0 lead and the rain coming. You want to get this game over, and you want to throw strikes. And that's, we talked about it a moment ago. Cam is undoubtedly still out of breath. I mean, that was a lot of the energy he expended trying to get out of that situation, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just unfortunate timing.
Yeah, so like you said, though, there's nothing we can do about that.
The crowd has thinned out noticeably.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of realizing it's starting to rain a little bit harder. We might have to suspend our broadcast, folks, because we don't have a tarp. When I left school today at 3 o'clock, there was no sign of rain. It was a 0% chance.
It's your stuff. You make the call, Coach.
I mean, we're up 11-0. I think it's probably okay to call it.
Oh yeah, it's starting to rain pretty hard here, so we're gonna shut it down.
We will be back tomorrow at noon for the game. All right. Thank you, and we'll try to keep you updated. Actually, if you want to follow along via Twitter, we'll see the best we can do via that. But as of right now, it is 11-0.